Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, buttons pressed. I think we're good. Attention. Who's going to take it? Ooh, was there ever a doubt? How are we doing? Billy with first, Crow with second, and Yumi with third. Wait, no, we've been over this. It's Yummy, right? Or is it the other way around? Ah, I've second guessed myself. Frick! I read it as Yumi. I read it as... We'll go with Yumi. How are we all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I got it right the first time? Hell yeah. Okay, okay. No more second guessing myself. We go forth with confidence. Confidence in our stride. How are we all? How's our weekend? Welcome to a new week. And with a new week, new expectations, because the Mahali stream is going through a metamorphosis. It's not true. Yeah, I'm trying new things. If you want to classify that as a metamorphosis, then go right ahead. I kind of spoke about it last week, but I'm wanting to start doing some regular with Prime for 3 months now. Good Lord. Thank you very much. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Thank you, bud. I mentioned it last week that I want to do studies more. The goal is to have studies be on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but with things being a bit wishy-washy at the moment, with me reacclimatizing myself to stream, I'm just doing a study stream today because I feel like doing a study stream. And if you want to duel me out in a field, both of us holding ye olde rapiers, and we joust, we can do that. Sue me. If you don't like the fact that I'm doing it, whatever. So that's the plan for today, is we're going to do like a little bit of a landscape study. It'll be fun. Classes got cancelled today, so you're chilling. Hey, nice, nice. I intended to build a couple of bookshelves today, but I kind of hurt my back a little bit over the last week, so I thought best to take the day to rest rather than potentially pop a herniated disc. That would be lots of fun. Highly recommended. 10 out of 10. Tip-top experience. But yeah. The landscape in particular that we're looking at is dieses here. Oh, it's teeny tiny. Take care of myself. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is there's always this feeling of, well, I should like do X, Y, and Z, but really at the tip top of the list is I should not hospitalize myself. Probably not a good call. But this is the photograph that we're taking a look at today. I'm going to post it in the Discord, in the stream live channel, because I don't have a good spot for it at the moment. I'll probably add a channel to the Discord that's just like stream resources, but I won't worry about that for now. I'm going to link this image in the Discord and where to find it. It was a photograph posted by a Nick Fewings. You'll be able to find all the details for that in the link. Ba-boom. So basically what I'm telling you is, if you want to follow along and do some landscape learning with me, you have the photograph as well. So Godspeed. I'm going to talk through my process. Like I'm going to talk through what I'm going to try to focus on with the image, how I'm going about it and that sort of thing. You don't have to follow my process whatsoever. If you've got a process that works for you, go for your life. If you want to follow along, you can follow along. Hi Aiden, how you doing? How was the rest of Helldivers? I missed the end of stream. I was in a workflow state. I hope you defeated all of the bugs. It was very fun. Yeah, glad to hear. It looked chaotic. It looked very similar to like a Deep Rock Galactic kinda, where you go to a location, you've got a set of missions and sub-missions that you have to do, and you have to kill a bunch of bugs in the process. Yeah? Okay. In which case, I've played something similar, because I played Deep Rock Galactic, and I thoroughly enjoy that game. So I would enjoy Helldivers too, by the sounds of things. Okay, so the first thing on my agenda for this study is perspective. I hate it. I hate perspective so much. Hence why I'm studying. I'm going to try doing something cheeky and see if it pays off. I'm going to see first of all. Operation group, perspective grid, 3D rulers, create a ruler, go to layer, ruler, frame, create perspective ruler, or select the ruler, show grid, use the operation object. Use the operation object tool to select the perspective ruler. And oh, that sounds so complicated. No, this is where, regardless of how complicated it is and how much I want to fast track the process, we're eating our vegetables. We are committing. We're committing. Layer, ruler / frame. Yeah. Perspective ruler. Cool. 3. What would this be? This would be 2-point perspective. The reason why I say that this photo is 2-point perspective is because you've got you've got the grid here, and then you've got the counter grid across here to create that like diagonal look. But the trees aren't like bending inwards or anything on like a 3-point perspective. So it seems to be a 2-point perspective grid. Fisheye perspective, no. Create new layer, sure. Can I move? I can. Hell yeah. Learning. So the horizon is around here. Hi, cool guy. How you doing? Welcome. I'm figuring out perspective grids, cool guy. Incredibly successfully, I should add. But successfully, confidently, impressively, I think is the other word that other people would use. Not me, obviously, because that would be egotistical of me to say. Hi, Bolitzer. How's it going? Yeah, good. I'm attempting to figure out perspective. Specifically grid tools. Because I need to like enter the 21st century or something, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that bit of perspective kind of goes off into infinity in that direction. We can keep going. We've got the real estate. To infinity and beyond. So our vanishing point is here. Our second vanishing point is off in Narnia. And then how do we create the grid? God, I'm a child. It's fine. Ensure you snap to special rule. No, I don't want that. Because this is only providing the cross section of the grid on one little bit. 11 is not bad. 11 is not bad at all. Coming from somebody who consistently rolls below a 10, I cherish 11s every time they rear their heads. Ruler. Delete, crypt, spread through the search, blah, 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 blah. So, is it literally just this? It doesn't actually show the grid? Same? Yeah, well, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Fine. I'll do it then. I'll add the extra bits and bobs. So, we have our vanishing point. We have our vanishing point. We have our secondary vanishing point off in Narnia. Now, what this ought to show is how the further away things get, the closer together they are. So this is kind of why I was looking for the grid specifically, was because I was looking for these little lines that would show the grid lines getting infinitely closer and closer and closer together, to the point where in the distance on the very horizon line they all kind of amalgamate and become the uni line, the omni line. Something like that. And then closer to us, they start spreading out a little bit more. Like this. Now, why is it important for me to go through and mark out all of this? Because these are fundamentals that are easy for me to remember on, well, in theory, but then in practice, I keep freaking forgetting. Hi Skull, how you doing, bud? And then similarly to how in, like, on the horizon line they all smoosh together, the further out you get to the extremities of like, since that's the vanishing point here, boop, 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 heck in there, the further away you get from the vanishing point, the more and more the diagonal lines start to squish together as well, to the point where they'll start to smush on that left side, and then evidently on the right side as well once we get to it. When you're learning perspective, drawing thousands of cubes helped a lot. Yep. Drawing thousands of cubes absolutely helps. If Digi joins us, he will absolutely sing the praises of cubes. Hi Cowardly, how you doing? It's been heckin' ages. I'm sorry, I disappeared off the face of the earth I kept people updated on the Discord, but it was mean of me. I should have had like a Twitch story post or something as well, so I kept everybody in the loop. I've successfully moved house. It's not like fully done, finished, like dust your hands of it. I still have a few things that I have to do. One, I have to unpack infinite boxes. It's not true, it's like 10. I have to unpack like 10 boxes, but still, it's 10 more boxes than I would have to otherwise. I have to unpack 10 boxes, and I have to assemble a couple of bookcases as well. But other than that, great success. Going okay, but sore? Sorry to hear. Sorry to hear. I'm glad to hear that you're doing okay. Sweet, still it. I don't openly talk about where I live, so I won't disclose where I've moved to. But I haven't moved far. No. It's like an actual secret. You haven't done anything wrong. It's just I don't like to actively talk about it. In any incomprehensible situation, you need to draw a cube. This is the first commandment of drawing. Of course. In the beginning there was nothing but darkness. Then an explosion, and infinite cubes spun out of the void. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Hello, Digi. How you doing, bud? We were just talking about cubes, Digi, and I felt it was only right that you be present, so I willed you. I willed you to turn up. Openly talk about where you live if you want to ask you instead. Those boxes have rock climbing shoes. Well, that's the thing, right? Is boxes are everything. Boxes are the walls that we climb, the rocks that we grab purchase upon, the shoes with which we wear. Boxes are the whole gambit. Okay. So, we have a grid. Glorious. The secondary vanishing point is a little bit too pronounced. So what I might do is I might just rotate it all to quickly fix it. Hep. There we go. Something like that. And then I can... do I enjoy my new place at least? I do. I was in a shared living situation that I wasn't happy with. So it's true to my hermit nature. Now that I'm all on my lonesome, I'm very happy. Yeah, very happy. In an art cave. Yeah, Bug, that's what I presume, is that Digi lives on the tallest mountain. I know your immediate thought is that that's Mount Everest, right? We don't actually discuss what the mountain is. We just describe it as the tallest mountain in the wilderness, capital T, capital W, the wilderness. And I assume that Digi lives there. The blood of our enemies? Of course. Oh, cheers to that. Cheers, bud. How was our weekend, by the way? Did we do good? Did we do good things? Have fun? I played D&D on Sunday. I ran D&D. I played D&D by running it on Sunday. It was a good time. It was a mystery session, so a lot of time spent just like poking and prodding and asking questions and interacting with NPCs and stuff. I had fun. I hope my players had fun too, but I had fun. 9. Boxes are fundamental reality. The atom is often depicted as spherical, a common misconception, for it is also a box. Yeah, yep. Well, that's the thing, right? Is oftentimes, atoms are like nebulous clouds of probability. It's like, electrons could be in this kind of shell layer, so they're often depicted as like the cylinder, like the spinning path atom thing. Incorrect. Then sometimes they're often depicted as clouds potentially as well, like it's a cloud of potential electron locations. Not true either. You are 100% correct. Atoms are rigid, immovable boxes of Minecraft has it the most accurate, I think. Hi Shiny, how you doing, bud? 16's not bad. Do I draw D&D and play D&D? Yeah, I do. Get that deal, both of them. That was a good time. A quick synopsis. So, day one of the campaign, the players broke into the city and immediately murdered somebody of high importance. So this session they spent in hiding in one of the outer reaches of the city, and they've been told by another NPC like, hey, so some of the law enforcement is looking for you, so best to lay low for a little bit. So like, oh sweet, we'll lay low. There's stuff happening in this area, so we're going to dip our toes in the stuff that's happening in this immediate area. So they've started like sleuthing around, like, that's weird. Why is like the canal blocked? That's weird. Why there are a bunch of really sick kids here? That's weird. Why is there like a big hole that's been burrowed into the ground the size of a building? That's weird. Like, slowly putting together plot threads. It's cool to see. It's very fun to see. What's my favorite class? Bard. I feel as the I want to say anything except Bard, because Bard is so obvious. It's so obviously Bard, but I can't lie. It's just true. Bard's my favorite. Okay, with that perspective in mind, let's get started, shall we? What are you studying? Well, did you? In the Stream Live channel on the Discord, I've linked a photograph. This one specifically is teeny tiny on this screen because whatever. This photograph, it's big on the other screen because the resolutions are different between the screens. Yeah, just spending a bit of time like building up my what's the word? When something feels intuitive, I'm building up my intuition regarding perspective, because it's all well and good to like sit there plotting it out with like maths and stuff, but I tend to find that the way that I learn things best is just high repetition. So hi homie, how you doing? Welcome. Bard is so Bard. That's the thing. Yeah, there are so many classes where you think to yourself like, like what makes the fighter like unique? It's like, oh well, they attack lots and they do like fighting stuff. It's like, cool, I guess. Barbarian, it's like, oh well, they can, shout and they're tanky and they attack lots and stuff. Bard is the most, for me, flavoursome in and of itself, where you like storytell and play songs and like regale like these great epic tales and like try and inspire other people. It's the most like indirect, interesting class out of all of them, in my humble opinion. Whenever I'm looking for like fundamental flavor for a character, like one of my favorite bard concepts that I've played is a non-singing storytelling bard who would go around and use his zither, which is like a big, almost like flat-lying harp instrument. I believe they're used in mainland China, but I don't know, so I can't speak on it confidently. And he would go around and like detect ghosts and stuff. He was a ghost hunter. It was heckin' sick. So he'd like tell ghost stories and get the heebie-jeebies in different areas. It was so much fun. So much fun. Highly recommend Bard if you're looking for flavor. Does New Place have nice landlord? From all of my interactions with like the stuff regarding the new place, they're super chill. So I'm happy. I'm happy. Like they've been cool with me, like assembling things during odd hours and stuff. So yeah. Been painting your new D&D dice box / rolling tray / cyber deck. Ooh, sweet. If you've got any pictures, I'd love to see. You define your own reality. Have a wizard with maximum charisma. Hell yeah. It depends on the table, right? If you've got a DM who's like running you through a gauntlet, having like wasted stats can sometimes hinder you. But if you're a storytelling focused table, hell yeah. Just like distribute stats based on how you think that you're going to use them. Not limited to your class. Here's the soul of a bard. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. 1980s David Lee Roth style bard or nothing. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Can't knock tradition sometimes. It's as much as people rag on like, oh, you're just doing the default thing. It's like, yeah, but it's fun. So glad my new landlord is nice. Your landlord is a bit of a terrible person. Sorry to hear. Just kick him in the butt. Don't do that. Don't really have any pictures yet. All good. All good. Okay. So let's attempt to vaguely color match. What are we working with here? The photograph is clearly being color boosted, but that's fine. We're not trying to go for realism. We're just going to try, like if photographers bump their values and make them look more ethereal, that's fine. Like I'm attempting to recreate a feeling rather than necessarily reality, so that's fine. And then even with the color match, even if I don't get the color match 100%, it's completely fine. I'm not grading myself on my ability to color match. I'm grading myself on my ability to capture the feeling. You're tempted to do it. It's what they want you to do. Your new D&D character is a Satyr cleric. Ooh, with an emo pop punk vibe. That's sick. If they've got divine weapon, what's it called? The one where you summon it and it attacks for you. If they have that, what kind of theming does it have? I always tend to find that's the most flavorful thing about. I've got a terrible perception on what clerics are like, but that's what I tend to find a lot of the flavor from clerics comes from. Hi Gloomy, how you doing? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the tavern. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. You have a very good DM. Like to experiment. Your group is very focused on interaction. Yeah. That's something that my group is starting to understand about me, is that I'm less focused on like necessarily correct rulings. I'll keep it consistent. Like I'll say this is how I'm ruling it and that's how I'll rule it, forevermore. But I very much so don't focus on the trading of stats in my sessions. Spiritual weapon. Start at level 4. Not sure of weapon form yet. For a pop punk like emo character concept, it'd be heckin' cool, I think, to come up with something tasty. Thanks for the welcome. Of course, here for the creative D&D everything and the kicking of landlords. I said no kicking of landlords. Unless you got like a particularly atrocious one, in which case like just a sneaky butt kick, okay? Just like a sneaky one. Don't let anyone see you. You have a paladin without charisma, great strength, and strong weapons. He one-shot himself 4 times at a... Oh no. That's tragic. Okay. I've got this thing that I struggle with perspective, where if I deem something to be a straight flat path or ground. I deem it to just be like a hallway that just goes, right? But that's not how like the ground works. What tends to happen is you'll have little like sections stacked up on top of each other like this, leading into the distance. Even with a flat straight road, it'll still have that to some degree, and I need to keep it in mind whenever I'm doing it, because I did it automatically just then. We moved into the place. It said doesn't trust tenant to look after lawn. When you asked if it was okay having a motorcycle at the place, he said didn't care about your morality. That's a nice way of saying it. When saying how you had issues with cats spraying in the area, he said to get a shotgun. Mentioned that he has some. He's shot some. Considering you like cats, he found this extremely upsetting. That sounds horrendous. No, I've never had like a. I've never had like property owner interaction, anything, blah 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 along those lines before. Don't get me wrong though, like I have had a pretty sheltered upbringing, so it might be the norm. I'm not. I personally haven't had any interactions like that, luckily enough. What do I think about home rules? I think. What do I think? Home rules are a nuanced one. Home rules are very cool in the sense that they can spruce up games to be the way that everybody at the table wants to play. So other people having unique home rules is completely fine, as long as the DM is okay with it and as long as the players are okay with it, then nobody's harming anyone, right? I do have an issue with home rules that are disruptive, where like a DM gets pressured into taking a home rule that they don't want to run. So like if the players force the DM to be okay with like a homebrewed class, or the player forces the DM to like go with like like critical fails and successes on everything, even outside of combat and stuff, and they're like, that's technically a home rule and I don't like running it like that, then I have an issue. But as long as everybody's cool with it, no issue whatsoever. Me personally, in terms of what I run home rule wise, not much. It depends on the group. Like I've got a pretty small group at the moment. I've got 3 players for this current campaign. So I'm running non-flanking rules for this one. But that's not the norm. Like it just depends on the situation. You've been considering police actions, but family wishes you not to. No, you're fine. Hey, if it does escalate, then yeah, bringing law enforcement into the picture is probably the best call, instead of taking action yourself. There are also ex-cult members. So the backstory is the father wanted to be the Circle of Mirth, even naming him Mirth, but then they left music, so they changed their name to Riff. That's fun. I love the fact that their name is a riff on a music pun. That's phenomenal. Hi, Squid. Hey, Thumbud. You seem to have spent the first half of stream playing a game with your friend that was totally pointless. Some of the best memories that I have playing games with friends is absolutely pointless games. I've brought it up before in the past in previous streams, but there was this terrible free-to-play game on Steam called Fistful of Frags, as in like frag grenade. I think, yeah. You were all just cowboys, sort of. What's the term where you like you walk with your legs apart like a cowboy or whatever, just like waddling around town with like Molotov cocktails and like a little six shooter Magnum pistol, whatever, and you'd have a dedicated button where your character would say pass the whiskey, so you just have like 6 or 7 cowboys all waddling around a town going, yeah, pass the whiskey, and then just Molotov cocktails going off all over the place. Stupid game, absolutely pointless, but heck of a good time. Have I had any experience with Daggerheart? Honestly, you and your friends have been playing that more than D&D lately. You were surprised at how much easier it was to pick up. Seems to be really friendly for beginners. Yeah, I've been playing a campaign with Daggerheart for a few months now. We're up to session 8 or 9, I think. It's been fun. A lot more free-flowing. Like you kind of just storytell off the riff. You just kind of make world elements as you go, and it's quite fun in that respect. I like the fact that resources are constantly in fluctuation. It's not a case of like, well, you've used up your inspiration and who knows when you're going to get that again. It's kind of baked into the pie where you keep getting your hope back and spending it, and the GM gets fear and spends it and loses it and gains it. It feels quite dynamic, which I like a lot. I still think I prefer D&D just because I enjoy the character depth a little bit more, like the mechanical character depth. You can do more things, like mechanical things with your characters in D&D, but I've been enjoying it. It's been fun. Noctua with the natural... How did I miss that? Good lord. How you doing, bud? How'd you sleep? Good morning. That's a good game. Is it? It was a fun game. I'll give it that. Good game? Who's to say? Fun game? Yes. It was some game on Roblox called Catch a Ride. It was like hitchhiking, but it's just random things happen. Ooh, I actually recommend the game RV There Yet, especially for a group of friends. It's a little indie game, so it doesn't. It's like $10 or something. Highly recommend it if you haven't played it before. Really, really, really good. Apparently, there's a new level that's come out recently as well. Don't forget about bow and arrow. Left-hand shoot had increased accuracy, and the only sniper rifle only had a single round. You've played it as well? It's been too long. It's been... when did I play it last? Like 2012 or something? I was talking about Cowboys. I was. Is that well? Yeah? Still kind of waking up? Glad to hear that you slept well. You and your friends played it? Nice. It's on sale right now. You think, hey, there you go. Boom. Noctua, before I forget, bud, I tried to give you VIP for the monthly art fair, but today I learned, I was this many days old when I learned that somebody can't be a moderator and have VIP. So all I can really say is know in your heart that there should be a little diamond next to your name right now. Need to check how long it was for you. Heck, in ages. Like that was back in the day when like literally anything free on Steam, and we'd try it. That's fair. Yeah, but it's weird because you can be a moderator and an editor and an artist and a technician and stuff. Like you have a bunch of different roles. VIP though, no, can't have that. That's the ticket too far. Did I have the curse of the timeless DM? No, you're fine. I completely understand what you mean. I'll give you the full timeline of my experience with D&D. It won't take long. This won't be a full spiel. I tried D&D for the first time back in 2011. This was back when basically it was a lot less popular than it is now. Everybody knew about D&D. Not many people had played D&D. So we didn't really know what to expect going into it. We had a first-time DM, a bunch of first-time players. We were playing 4th edition, which is infamous for being incredibly clunky. A lot of rules, like too many rules in 4th edition D&D. To the point where we were just kind of vibing it. We were just going like, whatever, we're going to do stuff. One of our players died. My character knocked himself out by attempting to climb a roof and rolling a natural 1, and was unconscious for like the entire session. It was a roller coaster. We didn't really get a sense of D&D from when we played. So my true actual first interaction with D&D, 5th edition, was during the pandemic, where I just decided like, hey guys, I'm going to buy the books for D&D. We're not doing anything now anyway. I'll sit you all down and we'll learn how to play D&D together and we'll have fun. I built up a full homebrewed campaign that went for like 60 something sessions. It was insane. We stopped on a cliffhanger, never played it again or whatever. That was my first actual introduction to D&D and it was a lot of fun. So I was the DM for that. I ran a couple of like little one-shots and adventures and stuff all over the place as well. But I have had a few opportunities to play as a player since then. So that was back in 2020, 2021, 2022, and then I've been playing ever since. Yeah. And I'm running a campaign at the moment. We're up to we just had session 6. So it's pretty early on, but having a good time. Keeping your work and personal life separate to the extreme. Yeah. I try to not just like put all of my personal stuff on the internet if I possibly can. So if I speak in generalities and vagaries, I apologize. It's not because I don't like you guys. It's just I believe in like a little bit of, you know, being able to keep to yourself a little bit, you know. I'm a hermit, forgive me. 2014 for you was the last time you played it? They got a riding horse in it now? We done? It's still, the servers are still operational? What? Hi Josh, how you doing, bud? Hope you're having a good start of the week. Yeah. My back is sore at the moment, like my lower back. I think it's a disc injury is pushing it. I think it's a risk of disc injury. I'll put it that way. So I'm being tender with it at the moment. But because I'm not ignoring it, it should heal up pretty soon. I hope. Fingers crossed. But all in all, I'm doing good. I can't complain. Really don't like it. It's true. Secretly, deep down. It's not true. I swears it. Okay, I'm being too precious. I'm being too precious with the image. I need to just go in and put color down. Okay, so the path is rigid to the... We'll start with a darker color and we can go through and put in highlights. The path sticks pretty rigidly to the grid, and then the foliage kind of spills out. You meant the VIP thing? Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. Well, not sure if you wanted to. I'd be able to... I'd be able to demod you for like a day and then put you to VIP and then swap it back after. If you really wanted. You've been playing a lot of Tomodachi Life recently? Funniest ever? Yeah, well, I'm surprised at how big it's been, given that the first one didn't... I suppose because the first one was out on the Wii U, right? And that was a bit of a smaller system. Hi Logic, how you doing, bud? Welcome, welcome. Hope you had a good weekend. Going yarn shopping today, so you can finish some gifts for Saturday. So you're going to use your 20 on finding the perfect yarns. Nice. What's happening on Saturday? I don't think you told me. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Risk of injury sounds like every time you do exercise. Hope I recover quick. That's the thing, right? Is I've got so many examples of family in my life that kind of just ignored problems until they, in some cases, actually exploded. Like my uncle like really badly injured his back by ignoring like some of the warning signs. So as much as it pains me to decrease my productivity for the next couple of days. I mean, the term better safe than sorry exists for a reason, right? Heavy breathing. Did somebody say yawn? Not too pressed about it? No, fair. Simply providing the option. I think it's also because Nintendo went, we want it to be your world, so you can just do whatever you want. There's no censorship or anything in it. I believe that was the case with the first one as well. Some of your Mii's friends are very, very out there. Honestly, I think it's a case of the Switch effect. Like, plenty of games that came out on the Wii U were absolute... did the kids say they were bangers? Is that what the kids say still? There were plenty of games that came out on the Wii U that were really, really, really good, but literally nobody played them because nobody had a Wii U. But with the Switch and now the Switch 2, anytime that they take a concept from the Wii U and re-release it, it goes big because it's just on a larger platform. For people who have just joined us recently, I'll keep you in the loop. I'm doing landscape studies while I'm still acclimatizing to being back. I'll have them actually planned out a little bit better in the future, where they'll actually be dedicated days. So it'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometime in the future, it'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays consistently, where I'll do landscape studies. But yeah, for today, I was just like, you know what, I want to draw a forest, so I'm just, you know, going with the flow. I've taken an image from a photo sharing website where people take their photography stuff, they put it up for free. I've taken an image from there, and I've posted it in the Stream Live channel on the Discord. So if you want to also use this image to do a bit of practice with landscape stuff, you have the image. It is accessible to you. I would love to see other people working on it as well, but no pressure. If you look at this and you're like, landscapes aren't my thing, I don't want to do landscapes, that's cool. That's completely cool. But if you want to join me, I'm here. I'm doing this. The games are skibbity, if you learnt what the hip kids say these days. And someone said 6, 7. Yeah, okay. So instead of it's high noon and past the whiskey, it's skibbity o'clock and past the numbers. It's too old for the internet. It's happened. It's finally happened. You just need some thick red yarn for the combs and some orange for the beaks. But you're probably also going to look for some of the fluffy yarn and yarn for a different gift. 2 new family babies having their... Oh, their first birthday? No, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me at all. That's so cute. Landscapes are fine, but joining Mahali, that's where you draw the line. And that's fair. I leave the option completely open to you. Whether you join me or not is entirely up to your own discretion. Sorry, you're no, do not apologize for grammatical errors. You're fine. I've had a couple of years now to acclimatize to the fast and loose conversation on Twitch. I'd like to think that most of the time I can pick up on what people are putting down. Had a funny interaction with a friend in your art class today. You're drawing an artwork of Beat. You've been doing it for a while and you zoomed out a bit to try and find the anatomy right, and your friend was like, what the hell are you drawing? And just stared at her and went, a character? Thought you were drawing something weird. Oh no.
You're drawing spicy images again, Squid.
No, I swear. 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 I s I've gone about it all wrong with my art career. I was told by a friend in high school that hey, you should get into drawing like furry art. There's like an insane amount of money in it. And I think he was right. I don't think I'd be happy in that career in the same way that I am now. But it pays. Apparently it pays in spades. You've heard this too? Well, that's the thing, is it sounds like just an incredible community to be a part of. Because they're all incredibly supportive and enthusiastic and apparently loaded. God, what an incredible like set of variables to kind of stack up next to each other. Supportive community, enthusiastic, also incredibly generous. So like, that's okay. I missed that bus. All aboard the D&D one. Less money now, to be sure. Yeah, probably. I'd imagine that was a boom during like the mid 2010s. Flashback of DeviantArt. That's the impression, yeah. But hey, I mean, good on them. You somehow got roped into a video on how people make so much money in that community. It's a lot of genuine appreciation and respect for the art of like custom artworks, right? Combined with just you know, enthusiasm around the concept of depicting a persona. It's heckin' cool. Hi, Gotcha. How you doing? Noelle as well. Hi. Noelle. What a lovely diamond you have next to your name. How you doing, bud? How was your weekend? When did you get VIP? Literally today. Oh, no logic. It's tough. It's tough. Ooh, Squid with the 20. Is this the Squid? The one who claims to get natural ones every time? Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Do you get a special treat when you hit 100 check-ins? What kind of treat would you like? I can't promise much, but I'll do what's to the best of my ability, something. Don't flood the tavern in spite. You like a free 5-minute scribble? I could do a free 5-minute scribble for you. I'd be happy to do that. Retrospectively as well, if anybody's had 100 sign-ins and they haven't gotten a scribble, I'm happy to do that. You're not expecting this? Yeah. Well, anybody who plug in, that's what they're called, right? Plugins? No, plugs. Plug. If you would like VIP, the little diamond gem next to your name in Twitch chat, and or if you want a fun little spicy art challenge for yourself, every month, more or less every month, we run an art fair here in the tavern. So if that sounds interesting, the idea of receiving a little prompt and then coming up with an image to do with the prompt, you can find all the details in the Discord. Down the bottom in the monthly art fair channel. It's fantastic. We record a little video of opening them up at the end of the month and everything. It's fun. It's a good time. Thank you, Squid. You're on 120 check-ins. Can you cash in something? We'll say next stream onwards because I'm just vibing at the moment. But yes, you'd be able to cash in a free 5-minute scribble if you want. Someone made the fish tank fall over. Fish everywhere, frick. There's a lot of free scribbles. Have we had the recording for March yet? Yeah, we had it on Friday. That's why I hesitated when I said that we do them every month, is because I'm a little bit behind at the moment with the house move, but more or less every month. Have to go back and watch it then. Well, it'll be edited over the next couple of weeks. If you wanna watch like an edited version, but yeah, no, the VOD's still available if you want to watch the VOD. Are there 2 prompts for the new art fair? I don't believe so. The prompt is the chaos of creation. That's the prompt. What reference am I working from? I've got it posted in the Stream Live channel on the Discord. So if you want the reference image to work along to as well, I'll quickly flash it up on the screen. It both has the image itself as well as where it's from, if you want to check out the photographer's other work, that sort of thing. 5 stream streak skull. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Ba-ba-da-bum. You're impatient. That's fair then. That's fair. Thank you. Of course. Of course, of course, of course. Ads in 1 minute. Thank you, Tavern. I appreciate it, bud. Okay. Just a heads up. In about a minute, we're going to stop for ads because it's been about an hour since we've started. So I'll take a break. I'll get up. I'll move around a little bit. Get a bit of blood circulating to my back, hopefully. Help with the healing process. I recommend that if you've been sat for the past hour and you haven't moved around too much, I recommend taking a little bit of time while the ads are playing to get up, move around, grab a drink of water, do what you gotta do. You found the game CD. You bought it when you found the game CD. You bought it when you were a kid. Then you couldn't play because your PC was weak. Now you can't play because the laptop doesn't have a disk drive. Do not get me started about not having disk drives by default. I'll scream. For your spellcasting submission, you're originally going to make it a little animatic with the why you nude audio clip. I mean, hey, you still could. Like, I say it, but it's true. The art fairs don't actually have like a time limit to them. If you want to take a concept and extrapolate on it, the fair just exists as an excuse to be creative. If you get an idea to like go further with a concept, you're not limited to the time. You can absolutely expand on things. You found the code inside the Steam desk? Now the game is in your account? Hell yes. Problem solved. Crisis averted. No, I'm glad that you found a workaround. You redeemed the 5-minute scribble, did you? Ooh, you did. I'm sorry, I did miss that. I'll do it after the break that I'm already late for. Yes, I will not forget about that. Thank you for the heads up. But yeah, break time. I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads so that we don't have to deal with pre-rolls for the hour after I get back. Yeah, for the hour once I get back. Yeah, whatever. I'll see you soon. BRB. Here's the thing. Thank you. Here's the thing. Oh? Modern. No. I noticed. Who did? Whose message did you delete? Here's the thing. Modern computers have the capability to contain CD drives. They have the power. They have all of it's there. The real estate exists. The technology exists. If you tell me, oh, this little portable laptop that's going like ultra efficient with all of its all of its space, its volume needs to be incredibly efficient. Sure. However, this big chunky PC case, right, has the mass of 1,000 suns. Now, when I say mass, I don't mean as in like weight. I mean it is the size of like a small country town. When you tell me that you can't just throw pro bono a $20 CD drive into a PC case the size of Texas, I don't believe you. It's not, at that point in time, it's not, oh, we're just being efficient with our space. No, you are being a jerk and depriving me the ability to be able to play my music CDs in my computer. If I want to take my Octopath Traveler soundtrack and play the first couple of CDs from it right here, right now, I can't do it. I have to get an external... It's cool. No, I'm super chill. I have to get an external CD drive, plug it into my computer in a chill way, and then play it that way. Where I don't understand why, because the space exists. Half of this case is hollow. There's nothing in it. It's all empty. Why not just put? I'm cool. I don't care about this problem. You could just put a CD drive in for free and you would lose nothing. We are antiquating a technology that people still use frequently for no reason. It's not even like it's an expense thing. No, they're not expensive to manufacture. They're not expensive to sell. It's just a thing that you could do. Just provide it to me as an option, please, as a default option. I don't want to have to go a la carte in order to set up a CD drive in my computer. Thank you very much. Fine, don't worry about it. Don't think you've seen... Yeah, exactly. Incredibly calm. Thank you for the follow, cool guy. Welcome to the tavern. Hope you enjoy your stay. You got distracted when husband's preparing your RimWorld multiplayer. Just normal things. Don't worry about it. The silent wizard speaks, but nobody can hear. I have no microphone, but I must yell about things. Discs are now only for consoles. Capitalism is to blame for everything. But it's not even an expense thing. Like, they're not expensive. It's just a thing that they've decided to... It's like 2D animation, where studios have just decided, you know what? Who watches 2D animation? And then literally anybody comes out with any sort of 2D animated anything, and everyone loves it. It's a decision that they've made. It's not even dictated by markets. It's just they've decided that it doesn't exist anymore. Viva la Revolution. Yeah, the revolution via CDs. We're gonna have a bunch of like CD themed armor and weaponry. I'd be sick. Sell 10k PCs without those $20 CD drives each. They save 200,000. You can do that with anything. You go, oh, I saved $1 here. It's just a very small cost. That's the thing. They can rationalize it. If there was a more enthusiastic audience, then people would identify it as like an enthusiastic market that they can provide for. But I feel as though I'm a quieter and quieter voice. To be fair, you didn't have to use a CD drive for the past 10 years. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of things have gone streaming and digital. So it's not like It's not like it's as used as it used to be. But because of how small of a feature it is, it seems weird to cut it. You have no mouth. You must scream acknowledge. It happens every couple of streams. It's always an expense thing. If there's enough demand for computers and people don't care for CD drives, they won't be writing. That's the thing, right? Is I feel as though I'm a riot of one. I'm a single rioter. You don't like it? Don't get me wrong. With you here, just don't think it's weird. Yeah, that's fair. I should buy a PC case that has a CD drive in. I reckon I'd be able to find one. I'll support the market that I'm demanding be bigger. They have artificially created a shortage. Now, due to the lack of CD drives, you need a console or a full computer to use discs. Exactly, that's the thing, right? Or an external CD drive, which is like a really bespoke thing. It's so sad Gregor Samsa wasn't born in the age of computers, or else we would have saved him. Just some simple debugging. I'm not familiar with that name, but sure. Hell yeah. Before I forget, 5-minute scribble, did you? The theme was everything's cubes, always has been, right? Okay. 5 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Let's start with a color or a tone. Okay. I'm going to go off memory. I don't actually remember the meme format. I'm just going to wing it and just kind of go, kind of was this, and we'll see how close I can get it. 3, 2, it's all a cube, always has been. Yep. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'll be a little bit late to responding to messages. I'll go back through and read them all, I promise you. Just be patient with me. We've got the void of space. Create a bit of a lovely gradient here. Lovely dynamic gradient. Then we've got the Earth. I believe the Earth is in the background here somewhere. We'll say this is Earth. Heck in here. Hi Soda, how you doing, bud? Welcome. I'm scribbling. Don't mind me. And then we can go into detail on Earth in a second. First, we need astronaut 1, who's looking at Earth. He's like, oh my god. He's like, oh my god. It's all heckin' cubes. It's all heckin' cubes all the way down. And then we're gonna have astronaut Dose behind. Now, don't you dare equate this to Steve from Minecraft. They are distinctly different intellectual properties. NASA and Mojang. Legally distinct Spoxmat, correct, yeah. he's got a gun. Astronaut stuff. There's probably like a little flag on his shoulder or something. And he's pointing at the Earth. He's like, oh my God, would you look at that? And then the Earth has Earth features, but they're all cubes. Oh my God. They're eating her. And then they're going to eat me. Oh my God. Very old meme. Trolls 2. I don't think anyone's seen that film. Even the clouds. Even the clouds are heckin' cubes. It's the logo from Kurzgesagt, I think is the name of that. There we go. Oh my God. Always has been. Copyright infringement lawsuit about... No. Distinct. How we doing? I had the same issue recently. It's not a thing that you think about at the moment. You need to use a CD and then you just get annoyed for the first day. Yeah. It's heckin' annoying. That's the thing, right? Is it doesn't become a problem until it is, and then it's a big problem. Let's put a little signature down the bottom. Up. There you go. There you go. A gift. Copy. Paste. I hope you like it, did you? It's a bit scuffed, but as I said, a wee bit intentionally so. Intentionally didn't look up the meme format, so it's probably quite different from it. Hi Fire, how you doing, bud? Good evening. Good evening. Clarice. How you doing? There are some movies where once you've watched them, it just changes the way that you look at life. Silence of the Lamb is one of them. The urge to refer to everybody's Clarice from now on is just incredibly strong. In fact, the Earth is cubic. Well, that's the thing, is it's so large you get the impression that it's round. Not so. It's just gravity, you know? You've seen a video on it? On which? You hear about legally distinct, but what about illegally distinct? Well, that's the problem, is that copyright infringement usually is illegally distinct. Wondrous, I'm glad. That's a terrifying idea, though. You're on the moon, alone, looking at Earth. Someone taps you on your shoulder. Hey, buddy. Can't help but think of the video of this Christmas incident where this kid wanted Minecraft. Some elderly family member gifted them a book of Mein Kampf, not knowing the difference. What? How? Minecraft. I can kind of see the joke. I can kind of see it. If I squint and tilt my head to the side, it kind of makes sense. the Trolls or whatever movie. Oh, Trolls 2. Yeah. You've seen a video about it. Yeah. No, I understand now. Single typo surely can change a movie. Silence of the Lamps would have been so different. These lamps are especially quiet. It's like, yeah, lamps tend to be. Enjoy a lurk fire. It was some European family. Fair. It's like a lovely, brilliant orange. Can I just, this is completely out of nowhere. I apologize. This is completely out of nowhere. But so I hate fandoms. I hate fandoms so much sometimes. I spent a bit of today catching up on Critical Role. Like I think the most recent episode was episode 23, and I'm up to episode 19 now. So I'm a little bit behind, but I'm slowly but surely getting up to speed again. And my God, the community's awful. I was sitting there because I watch most of it on Beacon, which is their service, their streaming service provided, whatever. Something happened in the episode where I was like, oh, I thought that there was something else in the rules regarding that. So I wanted to quickly check the comments to see if anybody else had noticed, like, oh, you know, this thing had come up with the rules. And instead of being gifted with any sort of insight into how the game was actually being run, the comments were filled with like psychoanalysis about not even the characters. If it was psychoanalysis about the characters, fine. Completely fine. I'm chill with that. But it's cool. I mean, that's part of the fun, is going through and like getting a sense of how the story's being told and the characters involved, blah, 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 whatever. My issue is that 90% of the comments were psychoanalysis of the players themselves. One, hecking rude, but two, it was also like really scarily parasocial. I don't even know how else to describe it. There were so many comments that are like, clearly this person had had enough of this person because of that remark. And I was like, no, they were just talking like humans. It's problematic as hell. It's heckin' weird. Where does the full season of my rants? I didn't mean it as a rant. I didn't realize it was such a big problem because I don't usually hang out in the YouTube comments for these for Critical Role, but it's apparently rampant. Little did I realize that Brennan Lee Mulligan is actually evil, has personally harmed you and your family multiple times. Yeah, well, not just that, but also like I consider Brennan to be my guiding light in DMing. Like a lot of my inspiration for DMing comes from him personally. There are a lot of other DMs that I've watched that don't really gel with me, but Brennan in particular, there's like synergy there where I really like his style, and I adopt some of his approaches. And the comments were brutal. They were absolutely brutal. It's like, I don't like the fact that he says and ah. It's like, find a DM who doesn't like have idioms with how they speak. Why? Why would you? Whatever. It was, I guess, why I'm so enthusiastically outraged is it kind of blindsided me because I love Campaign 4 so far. It's heckin' amazing. I've loved everything about it, and getting into the comments and seeing such critical, like really nitpicky things was strange. Very strange and off-putting. People think that once you become a public figure, you open yourself up to armchair psychologists. I guess. Need to catch up on the rant. I'll open this up as a question, Noel. Well, to anyone who wants to provide insight. If I were to clip me talking passionately about any of these things, would that be interesting to upload to the YouTube as well? As like shorts, just like rants? Not that it's not something that I do in order to do a rant. I just get feelings. I get feelings that I want to talk about sometimes. Parasocial relationships are really very creepy. That's the impression that I got, was that it's like way too both clingy but also super negative at the same time. I suppose that was the most confusing thing, is the fact that it was really intimate. They knew a lot about Critical Role and Brennan, but then like super negative at the same time. It's just, weird and gross. Consider Brennan as a role model in general, not just in the DM part. You love his opinions and agree with them 98% of the time. You love to see those frickers running a campaign in front of thousands of people. That's the thing, right? Yes, YouTube Shorts. You think so? Yeah. Already know the answers to that. I have no idea how to do any of this stuff. Like I don't have a green thumb regarding content creation. I do art and talk about stuff. So it's helpful to see what other people think about it. Depends. Will I fall over like sunshine in her chair? I don't think I've ever fallen over on stream. I don't think I've ever done that. I wouldn't do anything artificially. Like not that I have an issue with people like putting on performances and stuff, but it's not my jam. If it were to happen organically, it's completely fine then. Enjoy your look. Enjoy your look, Libby. Also think YouTube Shorts are quite amazing for engagement, for me to grow too. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. I don't know. Don't you guys feel like Mahali is speaking directly to you in his art sometimes? Most of the time I'm speaking directly to you with my human voice. When he does eye close-ups. Yeah, exactly. Like that you don't understand 90% of the language barrier, but you like the voice in the background. Well, I'm glad that I can be a cool voice in the background. Wait, did you say cool? No, you didn't say cool. Frick. Oh god. Oh gee. No, that's embarrassing. Oh no. Ooh. You said like, I'm glad that I can be a likable voice in the background. There, amended. Let that be history. Quickly paints Mahali's thumb green. You don't have a green thumb, you say? Then would you explain this? Caught green-thumbed. You didn't say cool. Yeah, I know. But you like the voice. Thank you. You think your issues with the English language? Some English speakers refer to things differently in different countries. So like trunk and boot, or footpath and sidewalk. Yeah, or like jumper, pullover. What's the big scandalous one? It's thongs and flip flops. I think is the big one. Hi, gals. How you doing? Nice voice, thank you. Here's something like blah 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 D&D blah blah. To be fair, that's what my brain experiences most of the time. Blah 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 blah. CD drives. Blah 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 blah. How you doing, Kels? How's your weekend? Hope you're doing well, bud. You think Australia is your favourite, to be honest? You do love the Southern Cowboy, also Land Down Under, a certain charm. That I've heard that as for those not in Australia. I've heard. How you doing? Sorry, just well, my brain's on the thought. For those not in Australia, is that like a well-known thing? Is that like the Australian accent is a thing that is liked? Because I've heard it during my travels sometimes. It's like, the Australian accent is so exotic. So, really? Sounds pretty bogan to me. Like traffic lights in South Africa or robots. What? Really? Sorry, no, you could. How'd you go? How was stream? What'd you get up to? The usual, Vid. If you've got work that you'd love to share, I would love to see. So if you've got any work from this stream or previous work that you'd like to share, please provide the art tags. I appreciate it. Thank you for rating. Some chaotic conspiracy theory about CD Captivated. Yeah, no, you. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's the truth. Apparently, people go nuts for it. Weird. Why? Ow, how's it going, mate? It's like, oh my goodness, I'm coming down with a case of the vapors. Oh, Nelly. Hi, nice. How you doing? Welcome. Hope you had a good weekend, bud. People who lose their stuff over Surfer Australian. Really? I was down by the water and I caught a ripper of a wave. It's like, oh my God, amazing. Thanks for your shiny diamond. Well, of course. I mean, you provided me with such a lovely art fair. I had to reciprocate. It's only fair. That's because they haven't heard Inner City Bang. It's true. There's something about it. Je ne sais quoi, you know? CD Drives in the first episode of the Rant Collection Season 1. Just because it's an evergreen subject, I'll say that much. Feel free to order a drink and find a table to sit by as we chill and listen to Mahali rant about a myriad of things. I don't rant that much, right? Surely it's a rare occasion. Yeah, mate. Yeah. Okay. As the leaves are heading into the distance, they become more and more translucent. They go from a burnt urban to a lovely, beautiful, fresh orange und yellow und bit of French cross German, don't mind me. Share about Grimm. Oh, right. People love the Northern Irish accent. You can't understand why. You'd much rather be properly Irish or Scottish. Properly Irish. I get what you mean, like with the thick Irish accent to the point where, yeah, I know what you mean. There are all those videos where it's like, I found this guy in Ireland who's like out in the sticks and I can't understand a word he's saying. Okay, I should just go through and just plonk a bunch of yellow down, I think. Bit of yellowy orange. As a non-Aussie, you've heard Bogan accent. Don't consider it exotic. Thank you, Dung. That's my impression, obviously. But it seems really odd when you've got the more, shall we say, romantic languages that have more flow to them. Like, oh, j'adore, je ne sais pas, je m'appelle Michel. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. Like at that point in time, it's like I can kind of see it's got a flowy, rolly lilt to it that I can see as being appealing. But Australian, it just sounds horrendous. Obviously, everybody's going to have their own opinion on it, but how can you compare the two? You're gonna run? Have a good day, Mahali. Thank you. Look after yourself, Katya. Enjoy your day. Good luck. Le baguette. Yeah, exactly. Some kind of chaotically good wizard. Me? Me, a wizard? I'd take wizard. I'd be a wizard. Don't consider Aussie accent to be exotic. Does usually signal friend. I could see that. Aussies are usually quite chill. Not to generalize too much, but it's rare that you find an uptight. It's rare that you find an uptight Aussie abroad. I was gonna say something just fundamentally not true for a second. Sudden chaotic inserts are killing you. First the flood, then the CD conspiracy. Now look into the sun. It's magic. What can I say? We have fun here. Hi, Pretender. How you doing? Can we show cool guy my wizard outfit? I did. I took it out of the closet and everything. Dusted it off. Not bad. Oh, glad to hear. Will you do anything productive today, or did you blow your load before midday? Ooh, I mean, you could be productive in the pit. Time spent in the pit. Yeah, you know what they say. Time spent in the pit. Time spent in the pit. And you're doing your bit. Ah, there we go. Boom. Ah, it just rolls off the tongue. Don't you get slimy? Yeah, something like that. An hour in the pit is worth 10 in the hand or something. Yeah. Now the landing. I mean, that's what I'm saying. And I didn't even hesitate as well. It really flowed. Billy does bring up a good point though. Speaking of a German accent, I had a lot of fun introducing them to an NPC yesterday. So quick synopsis to everybody who's just joined us. I gave a quick little brief summary as to where the characters are at. On the first day of the campaign, so not first session, first day, like first 24 hours, the characters turned up to a city, murdered somebody relatively important, and then are currently in hiding, right? So you're caught up, boom. That's all you really need to know. So they spent the session doing some sleuthing, and one of the NPCs that was present for said sleuthing was a little chaos gremlin named Grim, who's just a guy in a plague doctor's outfit, in like a diseased part of the city, who's just speaking his mind and loitering. And I don't think I'm overextending when I say that the players have adopted him as their child. You got to go prepare to head out and get that yarn. Good luck. Good luck. I mean, I don't have to say good luck. You have the natural 20 to bless your journey. Enjoy. I'll say that much. Sounds about right for a first day. That's what I said. No, not yay murder. Well, the guy that they murdered was pretty terrible. Maybe a yay murder in this particular instance, but generally no to yay murder. But yeah, to give you an understanding of how he was introduced, they were in the middle of deciding whether or not to murder this guy. They had him unconscious and they're like, we've got to kill him. Like, he's too terrible of a person. We can't like keep him imprisoned. We can't interrogate him. He's just going to laugh at us as we're trying to interrogate him. He's a terrible, terrible, terrible person. We've got to kill him. So they're going through this process of like deciding, who's going to do it? Like, oh God, like making amends, making peace with the fact that they're going to like do a murder. And then this guy is just loitering outside the little hideout that they're in, squatting on the ground. And one of them overhears him say, "Oh, this is heavy." Because he's been eavesdropping the entire time. Oh, glorious. Absolutely wonderful. Bottle has adopted. Yes, Bottle has adopted him. You are still skeptical as you are wont to do. What is it about D&D players and adopting little guys? That's the thing. I had him described back to me as a little gremlin in the body of a full-grown human, like adult person. They don't actually know what he is because he's got the full get-up on. Could have done a chopper read, get Bolt cutter to the toes. Well, that's the thing, is they deduced that even if they did that, he wouldn't talk. He was basically like he was an extreme character. I'll put it that much. Yeah. Haven't seen his face, so he could be 3 kobolds in a trench coat. He could be, yeah. No wonder he stubbed his toe. Yeah, because the required coordination is tough. Something that I've just deduced, the leaves in this reference photo all follow the perspective grid. Like how they're slanted and everything is all in alignment with the perspective. That's heckin' cool. Just to keep everybody up to speed, I'm just working on a study in the background while I'm chatting and saying nonsense. If anybody wants to join me on this study, if they want to either attempt to replicate this landscape or learn some things about it, maybe a bit of color theory, maybe just play with it. The image has been posted in the Stream Live channel on the Discord. So it is accessible to you if you want to play with it. The photographer is the person who's posted the photo is present, like is in the link as well, so you can follow up and check out their work if you want to see more photos like it. But yeah, your DM has a salesman character, is available in all games, replaces all stores. He has an adopted daughter who plays potions with mimics in his shop. Who replaces potions. That's fantastic. So it means that when you really need a health potion, there's just a chance that it could be a mimic. That's glorious. The reference photo for this is so good. You've been out walking more and keep considering sending me photos to use as references for yes, please, actually. I'll say this openly. If anybody sees something really cool as just like a nature shot or anything, just make sure that if there are any people in the photo, just either make sure that you get their consent or just make sure that they're not in the photo. Please send through any cool photos that you that you take that you'd be okay with me using for studies, because I'll absolutely use photo references. Yes, please. That sounds fun. You can do it. Not right now, though. You're fine. You got the sentiment across, and that's what's important. Mimic potions. Yep. No, that's super fun. That's so cool. The idea of essentially having to play lottery every time you down a potion, like, please gods, please don't let it be this one. You send me some from local parks, botanical gardens, etc. So apologies for the Discord. No. Spam away. My DMs are open. If you've got references that you'd like to send me, by all means, send whenever. I always have the option of like a do not disturb mode or anything like that if it gets too much. So please don't consider it to be spam. would be less of a problem if Discord would let you send all the pictures in one go. That's the thing that I can see it from both sides. On the one hand, I'd love to be able to just send images to myself. Like I've got my own little private server that I correspond with myself. Like if I take a photo on my phone and I want to send it to my PC, I use it almost like a Dropbox where I send it through Discord. And being able to do that in bulk would be very useful. But at the same time, I understand that it's a free like server service that they're providing. So I can understand if they have limitations. You got to head out now? Look after yourself, Noel. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out. Good luck. Have fun. In fact, mimics like chests or doors are banal. Your DM traumatized you with coins, potions, and a glove that bit off a hand. That's fantastic. I ran a D&D adventure with a mimic tavern, where the entire premise for the adventure is people have gone missing and they're hunting down this tavern that's gone around eating people, which is glorious. Included in that, there were like mimic coins and mimic loaves of bread and stuff. Yeah, it was glorious. So good. So good. You have a private server for that, but it does compress the files and makes them look worse. You learned that the hard way by posting some blurry Insta photos. Yeah, here's the wonderful thing about that compression though, is that it means that I can post my stuff to Insta, and then I know that the prints that I need to get back into like printing and selling to people, I know that they're of a much higher quality compared to what's available on my socials. So it's a blessing and a curse. Back from the call. Welcome back, Vid. How'd you go? How's stream? What'd you get up to? And then the usual, Vid, if you've got any art that you'd like to share, either like work in progresses, studies, anything from this stream, anything from your previous work that you'd like to share, if you just like to link your socials, I would love to see. Tavern. It was fun. Oh, let's have a look. Ooh. Guys, if you haven't seen Vid's work before, Billy, would you be able to post another shout out, please, for me? Heckin' cool. It's heckin' cool. He formats all of his paintings in this like tome, which adds just a wonderful bit of like lovely circumstantial texture. It's heckin' awesome. They're very like medieval illustrations. I don't mean antiquated as in like skill level. I mean antiquated as in style. It's heckin' awesome. It's really, really, really cool. Love a good depiction of a cult. Glorious. Let's have a look. We have a door of prophecy that is being opened via some sort of ritual. They're all waiting for the person with the incense holder. Hell yes. And they probably have no idea what they're opening up. Oh, poor things. We're going to open this and it's going to wake up our God, and our God's going to be so happy to see us. Murdered every time. You're medieval. What can you do? I mean, I'm not sure what you can do, Vid, but everybody else can follow you on Twitch and click on your Mastodon link as well. Please, highly recommend Vid's work. You've been really hooked on watching docuseries and fictional series on cults lately. They're heckin' I mean, apart from the fact that they're terrible, they're heckin' interesting. I was going to say cool. That's not the right word. They're interesting as all heck. Because it's that whole sense of, I'd never join a cult, but then you actually break down what took place and you've got a bunch of really vulnerable people in like a really malleable state, to where, yeah, you in similar circumstances would probably fall for the same shtick. Hi, Offie. Hi. Welcome in. How you doing? Parties are a sitcom. DM made a huge piece of plot. Oh, I'll get back to your message. Sorry, I'll get back to your message. Welcome in, Offie. How'd you go? How was stream? I'm officially being raided. Welcome in. How you doing? Hi, Shark. How you doing? Welcome to the raid. Welcome to the raid. God. Welcome to the tavern. I hope you enjoy your stay. How'd you go? How was stream? Hi, new friend. Hi, Brick. How you doing? But yeah, I hope you had a good time. Had a great stream. Came recommended by Dung. Thank you, Dung. I appreciate it. Well, Offie, first and foremost, glad to hear that you had a good time. Second of all, what'd you get up to? And third of all, if you'd like to share anything like a bit of an art tax, we would love to see either work that you've worked on previously, something from this stream, any work in progresses, anything like that. Would love to see. Welcome in, everyone. If you haven't met me before, I'm Mahali. I'm a fantasy illustrator, so I do landscapes, portraits, creature designs, character designs, the whole 9 yards. If you like fantasy stuff, you might like it here. Good time. But yeah, welcome in. You have an Instagram? Yeah. Share away. Yes, please. I'd love to see. Making amazing Zelda embroidery. They were making Zelda embroidery. Excuse me? You're a pixel artist and cross stitcher? I wouldn't usually be able to make the connection, but I've seen people, like specifically Laz here in our community has used like pixel art in order to plot out embroidery in the past. It's hecking cool. It's really, really cool to see the crossover. Thank you for the follows, everyone. Offie, Annie, welcome in. How you doing? Okay, let's have a look. Ooh. Hello? Oh, I've just realized something. Give me a sec. My canvas is a little bit skewed from Friday's stream. We're good. Easy fix. Good morning. How'd you go? How'd you sleep? You got a Pixel Zelda tapestry. You've been working on it for almost 3 years now. Oh, yes, long-term projects are fantastic. First of all, let's quickly drop a follow. Pixel art? How is this pixel art? Excuse me? That's so cool. That's so satisfying, having the different sections of shading. That's so good. I love how soft it is as well. Like you don't have super poppy colors in it. It's really chill, cozy. Oh my god. Piece for the Pokemon furniture line. Zine, a bedroom themed around an eco bedroom. See how many Pokemon you can spot. You've got the... keep forgetting the name, the creepy mushroom with the dead eyes face. You've got the pre-evolution to Tsarina, Brute Bonnet, I think is the name of that one. We've got a Vile Plume in the foreground. Oh, oh god, I'm terrible with names. I can recognize them, I just don't remember the names. The tumbleweed Pokemon, Bramblegast, maybe. A Pikmin. Probably not a Pikmin in the corner, but that's so heckin' cool. And then obviously Bellsprouts for the light fittings. That's so heckin' cool. That's sick. Before I forget. But yeah, please, guys, if you like this work, and I mean, why would you not? Drop them a follow, both on Twitch and Insta. Look at it. I know, it's so heckin' cool. It's almost your bedtime, getting off work. Oh, so it's almost your bedtime and you're at work at the moment? Oh, that's brutal. Sorry to hear, bud. Bellsprout. Is that a Deftones one you see? The eyes? Oh, I didn't see that one. You're so bad at the names too. You can't correct me. But here's the thing, is like I can picture the shape. It sounds like such a cop-out, but I can picture the shape of the names, but actually like naming out the letters is impossible for me. Thanks for the warm welcome. Of course. Speaking of, if you've got to look after yourself after stream, food, drink, sleep, rest, whatever you got to do, please, I recommend that you look after yourself first and foremost. If you want to hang out for a bit, happy to have you. It's okay. You're a nurse, 12-hour shifts, totally used to it. You might be used to it, but it's still exhausting. Good job for sticking with it. I should show some of my work too. I did. I flashed up some of my work just for a little bit. If we're talking about long-term projects, yeah, I'll quickly flash up something a little bit more long-term. I'm working on this in the background at the moment. It is a work in progress that has been through trial and tribulation. It's almost finished, but I still got to push through the last couple of hurdles. It's going to be fun when it's done, though. It's going to be fun. I'm planning on using it for a few things, so I need to get it to a perfect state. Well, what do you mean I've made changes? I didn't make any changes. It looks so good now. Thank you. Thank you. It's getting there. There are a couple more things about it that I'm not happy with, but certainly getting there. It's stunning. Thank you. It's, yeah. I'm planning on using it for like a starting soon screen and like a little animatic and stuff. So I need to get it flawless. So it's been a pain in my backside for the last few months. So I can't relate to years in the works, but no, I can definitely relate to something long in the tooth. Oh, I should mention the thing that I'm working on today. I've moved house recently, and when I say recently, I mean last week. So I'm a little bit out of it still. So while I'm getting back on the horse, so to speak, I'm just going to be randomly doing some like landscape studies. But I'll also be posting the reference image for them as well in the Discord. So if anybody wants to come along for the journey, they absolutely can. Akuma! Hell yeah. How you doing? I love your work, Akuma. I've been a fan of you since 2. Since you've been a hidden character in 2. A little bit overpowered. I mean, you've been a little bit overpowered for the majority of your lifetime, but a fan of your work regardless. You looked away for a moment. What was the long-term project? Oh, of course. This one, Jesus here. An illustration of this here tavern that we're currently sat in. There are some things that peeve me off about it, but that's always going to be the case. It's almost there. I reckon a couple more weeks, and it'll be in the green. Gorgeous, thank you. Hi, Kuma. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, so I used to stream consistently like 6 times a week, but I've been missing in action for the past month. With the move should have taken place over 1 week. Oh god, I'm ranting about it again. The move should have taken place over 1 week, but because I was messed around with a bit by a painter, by removalists who had custody of my bed for a couple of weeks, it kind of ballooned out into a month-long project, which was aggravating, but what can you do? So the intention now is to kind of build back up to that. So the goal is 6 days a week again. We're not quite there yet, so I'll be missing every couple of streams for the next week or two. But hopefully by then we'll be back in form. Late off your raid, welcome in. Welcome in, Lyra. How you doing? How's your day been? In particular for this study, I'm focusing on things that can be done that help with perspective. The little things that I have identified so far are making sure that I occasionally break up the ground into hilled sections, Because if you just have it as a flat stretch, it's never how the road works. It's never how it actually works. You kind of need to show that there's ground in between you and the distance. Can you show your drawings too, but you're embarrassed? Yeah, of course. I will insist on the Discord though. Links to work in the Twitch chat specifically tends to be for people rating in, just so it's special, you know, so it's special for people rating in. But if you'd like to share your work in the Discord, I'd love to see. I'm very much so an advocate for chronicling your journey. So if you've got, here's the thing, I'm a massive hypocrite. So I'll say on the one hand, like, I dislike it when people hide their work until they consider themselves to be like good, and then they release all their work, because then you miss out on the journey, right? You miss out on being able to see the improvement, the pros, the cons, the trials, the tribulations, the story, right? But then I do the exact same thing where I hoard all of my work like a goblin until I deem it to be ready. But yes, I shall continue my hypocrisy in insisting that people share their work. Because it's more interesting, you know? It's more interesting to see like, oh, you started here and then you got to here and then you got to there, and you can see the progression, you know? Half of what makes art engaging is seeing the story behind the art, you know? Either what inspired the artwork to begin with or the person creating it, you know? You'll have some purists who are like, well, you see, the art should speak for itself. I shall hide all of my artwork until it is complete, and then people can discern my story from my brushstrokes. Hogswash. Hogwash? Humbug? Also, other reasons to put bad artwork out in this day and age. Yeah, to poison the system a little bit. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. But I don't know. Like, I think especially with the onset of AI, it's really important to push the humanity of it. And part of that humanity is like seeing who's producing it, you know? You done? Nice. I've got another stream break in a few minutes, in like 2-3 minutes. So during the break, I'll give it a look and then I'll let you know what I think, I promise. Hi Myth, how you doing? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Tavern. With Gen AI, you love new beginner bad art so much. It's so charming. Like, please be bad at things. It's okay. You'll get better. That's the thing, right? We need to stress that the most, is that it's fine to start. It's fine to start, because that's half of the argument. It's like, oh, well, I use gen art because I'm not good. It's like, yeah, but like half of what's enjoyable about art being produced is getting good. Like that's the best bit. So start, be bad, get good. Anything you make will always be better than Gen AI. Exactly, because it's the meaning. It's the meaning behind it. It's the meaning behind the journey, you know? It's really worth seeing on stream. Oh, yeah, no, I can bring it up on screen at the start of the next hour. Hello. How you doing, bud? How's your day been? Usually you're in Florida, but today you're in Virginia by Jamestown. Ah, yeah, cool. Out and about at the moment? What for? on a family vacation trip. Hell yeah. I haven't been to that many places in the US. I've been to New York. I've been to New York and that's it, back in 2012. It was cool. It's just I didn't get a sense of like culture. It was a very shallow trip. I'd be maybe not at the moment, but like once the world's kind of chilled out a little bit more, I'd be absolutely down to head back to the US at some point to try, I don't know, more food. More food specifically. But yeah, no, that's super cool. Have you gone to check out something in particular? You don't have to share any of this information, by the way. If any of this is like stuff that you don't want to share, please feel free to just not share. But have you gone for like a specific, like a particular event, or like to look at something in particular, catch up with family, something like that? Family has been to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, Lexington, and Concord. Massachusetts, and now you're in Jamestown and Yorktown. Virginia on the way to Florida. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay. So is it like a road trip kind of holiday? Drove 11 hours from Florida to Maryland on the first day. Oh, 11 hours is spicy. We've got similar distances here in Australia. But our locations tend to be a little bit further apart. Like, I've traveled about that far, getting from a city called Perth to a little mining town called Kalgoorlie. And that was for a school camp. I'm jealous of land masses that have a little bit more density to them, because there are things to kind of look at along the way. Whereas when you're in desert land, it becomes quite monotonous for the entire trip. Time for you to get some dinner. Have a wonderful rest of the stream. Thanks, Alfie. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for raiding. I appreciate it, bud. Look after yourself. Let me quickly drop you a follow before I forget. If the stars align, I'll absolutely come and hang out. Once when you were talking, you confused Pennsylvania and Transylvania, and you said that a person lives where Dracula is. As a gothic horror lover myself, I mean, isn't that exciting? Isn't that fantastic? My friend lives in Transylvania. 3 hours up the mountain. In a dark, secluded, spooky, haunted woods. They're a really nice guy. Yeah, in the UK, you'll drive to your parents who live 2 hours away, maybe twice a year. Yeah, 2 hours is still 2 hours. Hi, Shago. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Then it was from 12 noon to 10:30 p.m. to get from Gettysburg to Lexington. 10 and a half hours is rough. 1 hour. 2 hours. Two werewolves in that particular branch of the family. speaking of counting and time, I should take my second break. It's been another hour. The time has flown. I need to get up and stretch and stuff. Just a heads up. Usually my streams are 4 hours, but for today, I think I'll go for about 3 hours. I need to run to the shops after the third hour of streaming to grab some pain meds because my lower back will unfortunately be in quite a bit of pain after the most recent round has worn off, and I don't have any more, so I need to get to the shops before they close. But otherwise, it would be a 4 hour stream, and it should be a 4 hour stream on Wednesday. Should be, fingers crossed. After work, I hope the rest of the stream goes well. Thank you, Fire. Good luck at work. Enjoy yourself, bud. Took a long time to get to Massachusetts from Gettysburg because of the traffic. Getting there to New Jersey and New York city traffic. Yeah, that's the thing is I've heard that New York and California traffic can be, specifically Los Angeles traffic can be like infamously disgusting. So the idea of getting stuck in local traffic for a road trip sounds absolutely horrendous. Like I'm not even from here. I don't want to even be where you guys are going. I'm just passing through. Frick you guys. Okay, I said it. I said it. I should I should step away. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do my stretches. I'm gonna grab some water. I recommend that you do the same if you've been sat for the past hour and you haven't taken a break. I recommend taking a little bit of a break, moving around a little bit. I'm gonna run 3 minutes of ads in the meantime, so we don't have to deal with pre-rolls for the next hour. I'll see you soon. Yabby. Early, okay? Don't tell anyone. It's a secret. It's a secret between us. Cool guy. If you can hear me, your artwork is amazing. It's really cool. I know somebody, I know an artist who has a very similar style to you. I reckon you'd get along like a house on fire. Yeah, Jade. Welcome back. I was just saying, in the ads just then, cool guy, your artwork is amazing. It's really cool. It's really sick. I like it a lot. We've got someone here in the tavern named Jade Moth, who has a very similar style to, very, very, very similar style to. I reckon you'd get along amazingly. Like, really, really, really cool work. You feel bad when you're driving in the car? Yeah, classic. Yep. You're very happy? Oh, good. I want to make something clear as well. When I compliment, it's from the heart. Like, I'm not just saying words. Like, it's legitimately amazing work. I was being a little bit too precious with the application of paint, so I'm just gonna speed things up a little bit. I can go through and be particular about it afterwards. I just need to put paint on canvas. Whenever you're at this point and you're going, the image is looking horrendous, I hate it. Trust the process. Trust the process. Everyone's work always looks ugly. And if it doesn't look ugly, it's because they're gifted and I hate them. It's not true. It usually means that people have practiced making their process look really pretty, which isn't wrong. Like there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's just, it's a particular skill set. If you haven't practiced making your process look pretty, then your process will also look ugly. And that's fine. That's completely fine. You just need to remember that it will shake out in the end. I've heard so many artists who are like, I hate my work. I hate it. I hate it. Like partway through, I hate it. It is infamously known as the ugly phase. It happens. It happens with everyone. Trust. Layers are overrated. It's most convenient to draw on one layer. That's... I've gone through phases with that. Where I used to paint almost exclusively on one layer. But then I've learned to use more layers, but I'm coming to realize that the truth lies somewhere in the middle, where I need to use layers sometimes, but not for everything, because it holds me back too much. So I need to adopt a nuanced approach. Yawn, nuance. Who wants that? I want the most extreme application of anything, but it's true. I need to be particular with how I go about it. So, for example, in this image, I could sit here like breaking up everything into layers for the initial image, but it would slow me down horrendously and like eat into my process. Like half of this would be me like poking and prodding at my meal instead of just like eating it. If I were to turn it into a food analogy. So just like keeping it one layer and moving fast and loose allows me to put down thought really quickly, comparatively. Then once it's kind of on paper, then if I want to go through and break it into layers and poke it to pieces at that point, that's fine. Hi Alizara, how you doing? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the tavern. Hope you enjoy your stay. You prefer to walk or use the tram? Fair. I'm similar, but I understand that I'm in a position where I have access to public transport and that sort of thing, whereas other people who live further out or not on a train line or whatever it happens to be don't have that convenience. It depends on the density of the city as well. Very late to follow from the office, right? You're fine. Hope me and my chat are well today. I'll speak for myself when I say that I'm more or less good. I moved house last week, so things are a little bit chaotic at the moment, but I can't complain because it's gone relatively well. But I did injure my back a little bit in the process, so I'm in the middle of healing. So I couldn't be productive today, which has me irked. But all in all, I'm doing good. How about yourself? You doing well? You know, when you went to Kodak, Alaska, you were surprised how many people got on airplanes, used frequent flyer miles, because you either got off the island by ferry, taking 12 hours, or an airplane to get to the parts of the world. Yeah, that's the thing, right? We've got a similar situation with Tasmania, below Australia, like the little island chunk off the southeast border of the continent. It's a similar deal, right? We either spend overnight on a ferry or you take a 1-hour plane. I have done both, and I can say that for convenience sake, the plane is a lot better. Hope that my back heals quickly. Deal with pain a lot, never fun. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not excruciating. It's not to the point where I've actually injured myself, but I can tell when I've got like a pre-injury where it's inflamed, and I can tell that like it's tender and I can't bend at different angles and stuff. It's best to rest at that point before it like gets actually, before I get hospitalized, basically. It's taken a while, but I've eventually learned to know my limits. Want to be careful not to make it worse. That's the thing, especially given that it's a back injury. I've got too many examples in my family of people who haven't taken it seriously and have done permanent damage to their back, and I would like to avoid that like the plague. Longest flight took 5 hours due to bad weather. Oh, dearie dear. I always thought Tasmania was a town, not an island. Tasmania is a state, actually. It's a territory. It's a state or territory. Australia has 7. So we've got Western Australia, Northern Territory, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia, and Tasmania. 4 points. No. Australian Capital Territory as well, the ACT. Did I double up on one? Western Australia, Northern Territory, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, ACT, Australian Capital Territory, South Australia, Tasmania. Oh, 8. We've got 8. There you go. Boom. Yeah, Tasmania is one of them. there are a bunch of different cities, like Launceston and Hobart are like the two big cities on Tasmania. But you're well? Yeah, good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Want to be careful not to make it worse, yeah. When you think of Tasmania, you think of Looney Tunes. Oh, the Tasmanian Devil? Yeah, no, that's fair, that's fair. It's, yeah, Tasmania has like a few things about... Mostly it's the Tasmanian Devil and the Tasmanian Tiger that people think about. Tasmania is actually beautiful, though. I highly recommend it. If you get the opportunity to go and it's not too expensive, I do actually recommend it. We were talking about like beautiful photos before. I've got some amazing landscape photos of like... Tasmania is actually really hilly. Like lots of mountains and hills and stuff all over Tasmania. So it's got some lovely landscapes. Really, really, really cool. It's like a... Oh God, that hate me for saying it. They, the collective Tasmania. It's like a little mini New Zealand, but it's kind of true. What is New Zealand considered? Oh no, spicy. New Zealand is a separate country. It's like the United States and Canada. Like they're part of the same continent, but it's different countries. Probably hurt your back trying to get away from people with the plague. Yeah. Alas, I am full of contradictions. I've got to get away from this back pain. Bahal, you can't run from your problems. I'll try. Hi Erica, how you doing? Sorry, I'm vibing. If I just kind of space out, don't mind me. New Zealand, you know, is where Lord of the Rings was shot. Part of the Mission Impossible films were shot there for a big helicopter chase in the 6th film. Yeah, New Zealand gets quite a bit of... both Australia, actually. Both Australia and New Zealand get quite a bit of foot traffic regarding film shoots. Apparently, we've got like a lot of really good like tax incentives to film here, which makes filming slightly cheaper. Distance between the cities is very long. The flight is usually very expensive. That's the thing, is I was telling someone this the other day, but that's what makes somewhere like Europe so appealing, is the fact that you can travel by train for an hour and you're in a different country. You can travel by train for 30 minutes and you're in a different country. Whereas here in Australia, you travel by train for an hour and you're in a slightly different part of the city. You don't even leave the, you're not even in a different state at that point. You're going to head to bed? Okay. Look after yourself, honey. Sleep well. Thanks for hanging out. In England, you travel by train for an hour and you've spent yeah, £100, yeah. England's not so bad. Your neighbours, right? I've been to England a couple of times while I've been visiting family in Greece, and it's not the end of the world to like get to other European states. European states, you know what I mean? Australia, now you're isolated. Now you're isolated. You're having to spend thousands just to get off the Dun Rock. It's not true. You can go to like Indonesia's not too bad. Indonesia, Malaysia, Papua New Guinea, that sort of thing. But anything north of that, and you're spending a couple of thousand. Your 20-hour train trip was from one end of Sweden to the other as a teenager. Wanted to visit a friend. Is Sweden quite long as a landmass? New Zealand is also where Taika Waititi is from. Yeah, he's one of my favorite directors. Jojo Rabbit and Hunt for the Wilder People. Some of my favorite movies. Rail travel can be pricey here. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Why is it so expensive? Well, it depends. If you're crossing over if you're crossing over borders, there tends to be like a little bit of a travel tax, especially since Brexit. I think Brexit has added like additional costs to traveling into Europe. And then also it depends on like the distances traveled as well. Like if you're on a border and you're crossing over to another country, it's not too bad. But if you're having to cross over an entire country to get to another, the price can start to add up. It is? Yeah, okay. Actually, you know what? We here at the Tavern are quite fond of informing ourselves about these things. So let's map of Sweden. Let's have a look. So I'll be able to recognize it in the future. Sweden as a land mass. Oh, it's like a pickle. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for equating your country to a pickle. But in my humble defense, this particular map has it green and pickle shaped. Hop. There we go. Sweden. You got Stockholm down south there. Okay. And this is up the top of the European landmass. So it's like that's the top of Europe there. Cool. Yeah. Okay. No, I can see why traveling from one end to the other would be quite long, because I picture all of the European countries as being quite small. That could be the case like width-wise, but in this particular instance with Sweden, it's quite a long country. Sweden the pickle. No, it's not a thing. It's not a thing. But you can see what I mean, right? Like, it's quite pickle-like in that particular map. It's not my fault. I was set up. My expectations were mutated. You can spend 50 cents and leave for another part of the city in an hour. Yeah, it's not too bad. Like, it depends on the again, it depends on like how robust your public transport system is. Like, in a few places that I've lived, it's free to travel using the public transport like within the inner city. So if you've got robust systems like that, it's not too bad. I'll hear about this in the future. Vid, I know. These things always haunt me. I'll say something, just laissez-faire. I won't think about it. And then, like, 5 months down the line. That's how the pit became a thing, actually. Is we were just memeing about how rolling a natural one on a D20, you'd end up in the pit. And it just transformed. 12. Not today. Not today. You imagine Russia is on the Siberian Railroad? Yeah, I'd imagine so. Sweden, sorry, I read it again. Frick. Was that a train from Moscow to St. Petersburg? I'm not sure. It was a 6-day train all inside Russia because the... I've lost it. Some part of the conversation further up. Apologies. Your family is originally from Estonia. Hey, cool. Have you sort of kept in touch with that side of your heritage, or is that something that has kind of been left behind? You have a Swedish pickle port? I mean, train goes from Moscow to St. Petersburg for about 8 hours, probably. I'd imagine so. Russia's heckin' huge. We're over here living on a pick. I I say words. I need to remember I say words, and that in and of itself has responsibility tied with it. I need to be conscious of the fact that when I say things, it means things. Dearie dear, I have dubbed your country a pickle. Ba-ba-da-bum. Pickle status acquired. Oh, glory be to the pickle. Tisk tisk. Your dad, who learned Russian for 6 months in St. Petersburg, said the train system is nice in Russia. There you go. Boom. Also a high-speed train that takes like 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, there tend to be higher speed. Like in Japan, they've got the bullet train system, right? For that reason. Japan is quite long as well. Quite pickle-like. Learning as much as you can as an adult. Unfortunately, there's a lot of lost lineage, etc. So difficult to find specifics. Yeah. Yep. Well, that's the thing, is it's all about like passing along the tradition. Like it doesn't all just transfer through blood. It's true. Like there's a degree of needing to like pass down cooking recipes and pass down like dances and like traditional rituals and stuff like that. Like all of this is through act. It's not just like by magic power. You know all of this. I know for a fact that I'm not doing my part when it comes to like maintaining my Greek traditions, which is a shame. I can imagine myself trying to pick it up a little bit more later on. I just moved house. Got other things to think about at the moment, but I can anticipate that I'll try and learn the language a little bit more further on. Really want to visit Finland. Grandfather has been there before. There's delicious butter and chips. Really? I haven't heard of what Finnish. I should ask Tika next time, actually. The spokesperson for Finland, but I should ask about like cuisine and stuff, because I am quite fond of eating different culture foods and stuff. It's really fun. I used to be super picky. With what foods I'd eat. But I tend to find the less picky I get, the happier I am, which is it's just a crazy concept, but it's true. The less that I avoid things, the more that I get to enjoy a bit of variety, you know? Picky or picky? No, Vid, no. You're still a picky eater. I recommend easing off. If it's not like an allergy problem, if it's just a case of preference, I recommend pushing yourself. Because I've grown a lot as a person ever since I started pushing for like, for example, I would never know that I really love salmon. I really like salmon, but I thought that I hated all fish. It's just not true. I wouldn't know if I didn't try. You're heading out for a run. Have a good rest of the stream. Thank you, Vid. Thank you, bud. Look after yourself. Enjoy the run. Thank you for rating. Thanks, bud. Always find it hilarious that you're a vegetarian, but you're never the picky eater. Never the picky eater in the room. That's the thing, is I feel as though it's quite common for people to be super picky, which is such a shame, because there are so many really interesting foods that exist. And because we live in the modern day, in most situations, I won't say in every situation, in most situations, a lot of people have access to a lot of variety. There's so many different cuisines that are pretty local to people that people never try, because it's a case of like, well, I like pizza, so I'll stick with pizza. Addicted to their butter. There's a big piece of butter, but immediately with salt. The sandwiches were incredible. Yep. Simple rich cuisines with like high butter, high salt, high garlic, that sort of thing, they can be really addictive. Speaking as somebody who comes from a cuisine that's like high in garlic intake, Is tasty. Is tasty. What can I say? Not to be confused with Pinky and the Brain. I'm a picky eater. Did you say that you eat Pinky and the Brain? What? No. How? Always good to see someone who understands your references. Of course, of course. Well, I mean, how could I not understand your reference when, I mean, I'm doing the same thing I do every night. I'm taking over the world of art streaming. Laugh with me, Pinky. I don't know why I add the prefix cozy to my streams when they always devolve into chaos. I'd like to think that outside the little spikes of chaos, we're pretty cozy here. We're pretty chill. Nerd. I mean, yeah, guilty. Cozy chaos. Definitely cozy. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the reassurance. I appreciate it. Nice, scary, creepy laugh. Thank you. I practice it every morning in the mirror. Oh, good morning, sun. Good morning, trees. Good morning, birds. Okay, and we're good to start the day. You have prepped to leave, so now you will actually leave later, nerd. Look after yourself, bud. Enjoy. Have fun. Have fun at the Yarn Wonderland. Thank you for the follow, Nick. Welcome in. How you doing? We've been chatting. What am I talking about? I hope you're doing well. Enjoy your stay at the tavern. Sorry, a little bit of autopilot there. Forgive me. The follow button is the reset button. Welcome. How are you today? Welcome. Will your day go well? Oh, with a 17, Pisces. With a 17, there's not a doubt in my mind. I should mention, I'm terrible at, I'm terrible at reminding people of things. Just so everyone's aware, in the tavern here, we have a monthly art challenge. We've got a monthly art fair. So if you like the idea of celebrating the month by drawing to a prompt, it doesn't need to be drawing, by the way. We've had crocheted entries, we've had sculpted entries, we've had pixel art, we've had creative writing. We haven't had music yet, but that's on the docket. If you like the idea of creating something to a prompt to celebrate the month, we have one going at the moment. The due date for it is the end of May, so you've got plenty of time. You've got the end of this month and then the entirety of next month. If you submit before the end of May, you'll get a little VIP gem next to your name in chat, and we'll be opening them all up on stream live. So I won't see them until the end of May, and then I'll see them for the first time, and I just absolutely gush over them. They're so good. They're always amazing. But yes, if that sounds appealing, all of the details for that are in the monthly art fair at the bottom of the Discord. You're zoning out and reading code at the moment, but you can hear the Discord ad in your ears from a mile away. I was going to say, don't call it an ad, but it's true. It straight up is. It's an advert. Apologies. Why do I draw a shadow on the trunk on the left and a shadow on the ground on the right? Did I draw a shadow on the right? Where? This here isn't the tree shadow. This is just like, yeah, I'll show you the reference image. This is just like shadow created in the like depth of the foliage on the right side. Getting ready to head out to travel. Packing suitcases now. Nice. How long's the trip? The only art you can do is dancing with monsters in Monster Hunter. If you do it right, you take no damage. I've described games like that in the past as being dances. I completely agree. Warhammer Darktide, if you're familiar with that, has a similar feeling to it, where you've got like a parry and a dodge and a dash and that sort of thing, and weaving them all together with like avoiding damage from enemies is incredibly trance-like. It's really cool. I completely understand what you mean. Need to call the game studio. You're applying for an internship there, but you're afraid? Don't be afraid. You got this. I won't say don't be afraid. Fear always goes along with like everything new, but you've got this. You're gonna cry. No, don't. They'll understand that you're fresh. They'll be super chill, I promise. If you're applying for an internship, they're not expecting like an industry veteran who's been working in the industry for like 20 years. You know, they're not going to be expecting like the most capable person ever. So don't place the pressure on yourself. Go in there, give it your best bash, and see how you go. You do Space Marine 2. That's fun. You once fought a horde of Majoras with both battle brothers down. You survived long enough for your brothers to rise. Oh, glorious. Yep. And if they are, you don't want to work there. Exactly. If they're expecting you to be something that you're not, what can you do? Provide what you are and then see how it goes. It's an internship. You're good. Plenty qualified. Using a reference, you're a creative person, so you love to draw and paint, but you were always told you're not allowed to copy. That's not creative, so you stopped. Zara, I recommend that you start using references again. There are plenty of images like this one that I'm working on in between streams at the moment that I don't like. I'm not using a direct reference photo for like this location, but I got to this point by practicing. By using references. So I recommend at the very least use it in your practice. Highly recommend. My art took a massive leap forward as soon as I started incorporating references into my practice. Thank you. Of course, cool guy. Your work is amazing. Like, what are you talking about? Your work's incredible. You'll be fine. There's a name for this. It's called a study. Yeah, yep. I believe I have it in my stream title. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not too attentive. But I believe I've got it in my stream title. You have increased anxiety. Your brain understands that it's not scary, but your heart is beating as if you robbed a bank. I get you. I won't go on about it, but I've got social anxiety. It's part of why I'm a hermit. So I completely understand. You're good. pushing beyond your limits within reason is good. It's good. It because you can feel stuck sometimes where you're like, I don't want to be anxious, but then it stops you from being able to do anything. And that's worse. That's worse than than actually facing the consequences of getting out there. Trying to draw things helps you understand what things look like. Yeah, exactly. I think that streaming helps to overcome anxiety. That's what I've found personally, is that it sometimes comes out still. I used to have a really bad stutter, where I'd fall over my words a lot whenever I'm publicly speaking, and that's gone down substantially. It sometimes still rears its ugly head like just then, but it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. Sorry, not to like... and I struggle with this, and I struggle with this. It's less about that and more about I understand where you come from. We've got a really warm light source, so even though we've got quite a green thing that we are depicting, we need to bring it kind of closer to that yellow to warm it up a little bit. I shouldn't be going into that sort of detail yet. That's okay. I don't think I've asked yet. Apologies if I have. Did we have a good weekend? What did we get up to? I had D&D on Sunday, which was fun. I'm still in the throes of getting the last of the moving done. So I assembled a little bookcase on Saturday and was moving some boxes and clothes and stuff over. Pardon me. When Monster Hunter Rise first came out, one monster before the expansion came out that people really disliked fighting, Apex Diablos. So when it came to your turn choosing a quest, you chose double Apex Diablos, and after a while people started liking the fight just as you do, even though the screaming still occurred. Well, that's the wonderful thing. It's almost like Dark Souls, right? Where it presents you with a really high bar of difficulty, and the joy comes from overcoming that challenge. I'm similar, where if somebody says this is the most difficult, annoying fight in the game, I will absolutely set my heart on completing it. Did take a week of art classes, just basic stuff, but it was really fun. You drew from reference there as well. Also got to try using acrylic paint and using a brush and ink, which was fun. Never tried to draw digitally though. That's fair. I similarly, I went through a there's a little like city in West Australia called Fremantle, and they had a little art class there where I got to try different mediums, and that was so much fun. Being able to try things like printmaking for the first time with like with an etch pad and ink and stuff, like pottery, stuff like that. Really, really, really cool. I highly recommend experiences like that where you try a bunch of different mediums. You learn so much. So much fun. You're leaving for a call. You're a warrior. You can handle it. You got this. Cool guy, you've got this. We believe in you, okay? I'm sending my energy. D&D is fun. It was. We're 6 sessions in of a new campaign, and I'm really enjoying the dynamic that the players have going. It's fun. You're trying to organize a TTRPG campaign? Cool. What system, if you don't mind me asking? I've got a bit of familiarity with a few different systems. D&D is probably my most... D&D is my most familiar, though. in terms of drawing digitally, it's not as expensive as it may seem. If that's the trepidation, if it's a case of, oh, I can't get into digital art because it's expensive to get a tablet, you can get some pretty cheap tablets, all things considered. You don't need one with a screen like this. You don't need one with a screen. You can get, I think Wacom has a model called a Bamboo, which is, we can look this up. We can look this up right now. Wacom Bamboo. How much do they go for? Not the craft tablet. Trick you. Oh, it's so bright. It's so bright. Brightness of 1,000 suns. My poor eyeballs. Why do these websites go for pure white as their background? Are they insane? Oh, 404 could not connect that. Perfect. Okay. Well, back in my day, I got a little tablet worth like $20, and that did the job to get into it. So if you get to spend about $20, I'm not sure if you'd be able to find an equivalent these days, but if you go for a screenless tablet, it's not too expensive. You actually looked at tablet for drawing, also looked at an iPad. Yeah, yep. iPad Pros for Procreate, I think, is the one that's used on that. Highly recommended from friends that have used it. Apex Diablos wasn't hard or annoying. It was just super aggressive. It would scare people. Meanwhile, you were smiling and dancing with ease. Once you chose to use Lance with it, you and Diablos did a small circle, watch and sing. So you tamed it pretty quickly, you know, fair. It's called Trophy Gold. It's a horror D6 system where your squishy will likely perish and the players themselves come up with 90-ish of the plot points. Yeah, okay. So is the expectation that they'll have multiple characters either ready or be ready to make rapid characters? Or is it one of those systems that like accelerates the character creation process where you like roll on a table for a bunch of different traits and you just make up a character in the moment? Those systems are cool. I'd be down to try one of them one day. You have an old Bamboo? Yeah, me too. Mine's ancient. Heckin' ancient. You've just started your digital art journey. You went with the XP pen tablet without a screen. It was like 50 USD. You've been enjoying it. It's a learning curve without a screen, you'll say. Yeah. Yes, it is. It is a learning journey. But I will say, as somebody who's thinking like, well, but I'd have to have a screen in order to learn. Even though I have a screen down here, off screen, like off camera, I'm looking at my monitor 99% of the time. The only time I'd ever look down at this screen is just like double check something. But it basically never happens. Faded Gorilla. Such a good name. But yeah, how long into your journey? Like, are we talking days, weeks, months? They said that they would send you a test task in the evening. You're having a stroke. You got this. You got this, cool. You can do this. I've seen your work now. I know that you're capable. I believe in you. Pretty quick to make a new one. Those tablets exist. Yeah, okay, there you go. When someone does something risky, the DM turns to the rest of the table and asks, what could go wrong? This table, yeah, okay, so you can roll up a character in a couple of minutes. Semi-new to D&D, you've played Warhammer Fantasy RPG. Hey, cool. I haven't played the fantasy side of things, but I have played Dark Heresy, which was a lot of fun, which is the 40k version of the tabletop. Cool. It's awesome. Person once asked you how many Apex Diablo you could hunt in 24 hours. It was rhetorical, but you took it serious. Turns out you can hunt 221 hours in the past. Oh, no. Challenge accepted. Congratulations on doing that, but oh god, that would have been harrowing. Imagine you could get used to treating the tablet pen like a mouse. Exactly. That's now I will say that my learning journey kind of lent towards that because I initially did my digital drawing with mouse in Microsoft Paint. I've got proof as like if you're wondering, I can go and dig around for some of my old Microsoft Paint drawings, but started with that, then went to a screenless tablet, then went to a screen tablet. So maybe that means that I'm more inclined to look at the monitor. It's probably the case, but yeah, it's doable is basically what I'm saying. About a week or so. There's some frustration, but you embrace it a lot. A bit different than pen and pad. Just found me today. Love my art you've seen so far. Thank you. If you're curious, my Instagram has like all of my modern work. If you want to check out my stuff, that's not me pushing you to it. I'm just saying if you are curious. I do a terrible job of like informing people about where my stuff is, so I should do it sometimes. But yeah, D&D was fun. D&D was fun on Sunday. Had a really good time. It was a really bombastic start to the campaign. But this is the first quiet session that they've had where they've had like a little bit of free time to themselves to kind of pace it however they'd like. And it was cool to see them kind of making decisions, you know, walking around, trying different things. More of a sleuthing and exploration session. It was fun. Plug yourself. Okay. Thank you, Billy. Thank you for the link. I appreciate it, bud. Speaking of D&D, I really want to record a what not to do video regarding D&D with all of my experience, because I've got so much experience in D&D of how not to run a game. And I feel as though I could spread that good into the world. I should. I'm still like, you can see that my bookcase isn't like unpacked into properly yet. I want to get a new camera as well because this one is atrocious. Sorry, camera. Sorry, I didn't mean that as camera. You need to understand. I got you like 6 years ago. You've done me well all this time, but now that I'm in the new place, I would like a better camera at this point. One that can actually do distance, because believe it or not, believe it or not, there's quite a bit of distance between here and the background, but you can't see it because this camera is atrocious. There's a lot of like, the bookcase is all the way back here, but it looks like it's directly behind me because my camera has no depth perception whatsoever. It doesn't do any sort of distance blur. It doesn't do any sort of distance blur whatsoever. So it's just a big flat image where it looks like I could fall backwards and hit my head on the bookshelf behind. Who was it? Somebody, it might have been Pixie, I think, maybe, during the Friday stream, was saying that you can get a filter that does the blurring and stuff. But I'd prefer if it did it in camera. If possible. Okay. Our sweeping path does a bit of this movement. So let's try and stay true to that. It does look, yeah, exactly. It looks like it's directly behind me. I'm big. Please. I've been followed by a 3 weeks now, and I haven't been able to shake it. It's directly behind me. Don't make eye contact. It knows when it's being looked at. If I disappear in the next couple of days, know that it is not an accident. Look for that bookcase specifically. Stalked. I want breathing room, please. I want to be able to draw without feeling the piece of furniture behind me, without feeling it breathing down my neck like some sort of prevert. What's the story with the piece I'm working on? Is it for D&D? No, not this particular one. This one's just a study. So I've taken an image from a photo sharing website where a photographer has shared it. It's available for free and everything. I've checked, and I'm practicing. I'm practicing my landscapes because it's all well and good to do my big proper paintings, but I need to practice to improve my skills. This is coming along nicely. Thank you. It's getting there. Where do I find stuff like that? Well, I mean, you can go to a few different places. This particular site that I used was, let's have a look, called Unsplash. I've got the link to the photo in the Discord in the Stream Live channel. So if you want access to this specific photo, you can. I recommend it as well, especially if you're looking for other reference photos. You'll be able to find the body of work of the photographer. You'll be able to see what other photos they've taken. I have the bouncy emote thing. Do I? I guess I do. Oh yeah, no. The emotes do fly free. They do. Of course. Practice makes perfect and all that. Yeah. I'm wanting to codify it in lore. It will be part of the lore. But it's true. I'm wanting to codify it in the stream schedule formally once I'm back up to form, where I'm streaming in a regimented manner. I'm going to make it so that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm doing art studies specifically. So if you want to join, I'll be doing them consistently. So you'll be able to join in on the process if you'd like. I'm wanting to turn it into a thing so that I can encourage, I can encourage improvement. I tend to find that improving as a group is a lot easier than trying to improve as like an individual. It's really difficult to find the motivation to do it by yourself. I've found anyway. You need to get back into Drawbox at some point, as in like Drawbox a day type, or is Drawbox a thing that I'm not aware of? Sounds great. If you're lucky with the timing, you'll study along with the stream. Hell yeah. You're always welcome. Thank you for the follow. You'll be heading out. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Pisces. Thank you. Look after yourself, bud. Have a good day. No stubbing toe. Oh. You stub your toes. As you fall into the pit, that's tragic. That's absolutely tragic. Oh. David the Optimist, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. Ooh, a quest. It's been heckin' yonks. Dove out of the shadows. Hell yeah. Okay. Digi, you walk over to the corner of the tavern where you see a dagger embedded in a wall with a quest page dangling from its blade. You tear the page from the blade and you read. The Pit King, oh good lord, the Pit King is wanting fresh jam. Make the flavor interesting. Choose at least one challenge. Style, cute. Technique, use your non-dominant hand. Or detail, include polka dots. What do you reckon? You think I'm lurking? Yes, always watching, always listening. Not sure if this is ASMR or art stream. People happy? Welcome in. A bit of both. Apologies if I go off the deep end sometimes. I've been known to get passionate about incredibly innocuous topics. But yes, let me know what you think, did you? Some cute jam for the Pit King. Ooh. Oh, okay, yeah. You announce, you know what? Cute jam for the Pit King, and as you say it, the quill next to the page springs to life. Scrawls your name upon the parchment and seals the contract. Good luck. You got this. I can't wait. Cute jam for the Pit King. I'm keen. How you going, by the way, David? How's your weekend, first and foremost? Okay, I should speed up a bit again. Go a little bit more yellow. Oop. Darker. Really? Oh, there we go. All good. Gonna have a call in about 2 to 3 minutes. The weekend is gone. The weekend is gone. The weekend is gone. That's okay. New week, new me. Just think of every new week as like a New Year's resolution, you know? Best way of motivating positive change. New minute, new me. I mean, it's all degrees of intensity. If you wanted to change yourself up every couple of minutes, I mean, that's entirely your prerogative. Go with my blessing. New plank time, new me. New picosecond, new me. Hello. Nice to meet you. It's me, new Digi. New me, new me. Exactly, yeah. Well, would you look at the time? It's a new me. You always say happy Monday, even when sarcastic, it's a good way to shift the energy. 100%. 100%. That's the thing, is it's all about staging, you know? If you stage it as super positive, Who's going to slap the positivity out of you, you know? Who's going to be like, no, knock it out of your heads. Stop being happy. I mean, somebody might. I'm not going to say that it'll never happen, but still. When becoming new automatically, become new again for free. Magic card. Is that the play effect, is it? So when it's added to the stack. Right. Yeah, no, I understand. All right. I hate to do it, but we are out of time. I'll continue this one on maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe Thursday. I'll say that much. Maybe Thursday we'll continue this one, but I'll take this one through to its conclusion. I'll make sure that I actually finish this study. Wednesday we'll be doing a little bit of world building stuff for the tavern. So if that sounds interesting, look forward to that. We're going to have the community canvas on Friday, obviously, and then we'll see where we are by Saturday if we do the gameplay stream. We'll see where we're at that point. But yeah, I've got some pain medication to go and buy before the shops close for the evening. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. I hope you had fun. I think I said everything before, right? Just a quick little plug before I head off. If you're looking for something to do this month, if you're looking for a creative outlet, if you're looking for a bit of a spontaneous prompt to do an art thing, we have the monthly art fair in the Discord. If you want the details for that, that's at the bottom in the monthly art fair section. But otherwise, thanks for hanging out. Have an excellent rest of your day or night, depending on where you are. Look after yourselves. See you again soon. Bye, everybody. Bye.